I've been called a Nazi for being 6'2". I've been called a Nazi for having a nice low voice. I've been called a Nazi for being cute. Called a Nazi for being a nice young Arab. I've been called a Nazi for being an excellent lover. Yeah, welcome. We've all been there. Shoe0nHead, known leftist, rest in peace, is now converted to the right wing. Never saw that coming.
On September 10th,
I don't even know if she said that. I think she's no longer a leftist. That's all I heard. We are going to see some, look what these people tweeted in response to me with no likes.
On September 10th, Charlie Kirk was giving a talk at Utah Valley University, and out of nowhere, he was dead, live, in front of a bunch of college kids, in front of his wife and his 2 children.
Stop! That's not, what the fuck? Hey, bro, it's making me, I'm going to fucking die. No, you're not allowed to do it. No, you can't. You can't do it. You can't let them get away with that. I don't care. It's not splitting hairs, dick. Excuse me. There's no evidence that the wife and kids saw it, that they were there. There's no evidence. There's no evidence. You don't get to do that. You don't get to fucking... And why the fuck should you? Why do people get to do this constant, like, editorialization, or let's make it a bit more cinema? Fuck you. Fuck off. It does actually make a difference. No, you do not get the right to take tragic events and turn them into fucking porn. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. You don't get to fucking fan fiction the reality. That's not allowed. And then their response would be, it's still bad though. You think it's alright? Oh, so you think it's okay that he got shot because his family wasn't there? No, you're just not allowed to make porn out of the truth. Fuck you. It's like what people do with IP. Yeah? Oh, we know.
And I don't think the country is ever going to be the same. Not only because of this horrific tragedy, but because of everything that followed. The dark, disturbing realization that we may not be on the same page as our coworkers, classmates, friends, neighbors, doctors, when it comes to the issue of murder. I was crashing out on Twitter a few days ago, just stream of consciousness posting about it, with run-on sentences and everything. 4 days later, I have a clearer head, but I still feel the exact same way. So we are going to talk about what happened, we're going to talk about the aftermath, and then we're going to get a little personal.
Because she's so fucking serious. What the fuck? Where was that? Where was this when fucking Democrats were targeted in fucking Minnesota? Like just a few months ago. Where's that? Oh, it doesn't matter, you know, because when MAGA makes fun of shit like this all the fucking time, it's like just memes, free speech, disavow free speech, but, you know, funny.
Frankly, I don't see the country the same anymore, and I know a lot of you feel the exact same way, so yeah. We're going to talk about it after we talk about everything else. Charlie Kirk was not a healthcare CEO, he was not a powerful politician, and let me be 100% clear.
That's why that's why it didn't change you when MAGA have been fucking amping up violent rhetoric against Democrat politicians and then making fun of them when they get attacked.
Let me tell you, all of Kirk's extended family were present at the event. They were just back from stealing cornflakes from broke students' kitchens.
Wow. Put it in thanks for the 10 euros. Thank you for bringing my attention to this matter.
I'm not saying this to say that it's okay when those people are murdered. My point is that those are positions of power that most people cannot relate to. Like, the average person is just so far removed.
This guy had a direct line to the president of the United States, what the fuck? They spoke regularly.
Moved from that world. But I think what happened to Charlie is hitting differently because, like I said on Twitter, he was just a fucking guy. He was a fucking podcaster. He was a guy who talked about politics. He was a guy who had conservative beliefs. Not everyone knows a billionaire CEO or a powerful politician, but they do know somebody with conservative beliefs. They know somebody who holds some or many of Charlie Kirk's opinions. Because despite what people in their little bubble believe, his core ideology and what he believed is the same shit like your...
Just a podcaster who regularly talks to the president. Fuck me. Oh, God. Check Shoe for Paul Pelosi tweets. There's no way, right? Like, it's not that, it can't be that blatant. I at least with, let's see. I know a lot of these fucking Republican legislators have been deleting their old tweets about shit like this. When was the attack? When was Pelosi attacked? 2022, right? October 2022. What was she doing just before October? Why is that? If Nancy Pelosi starts World War III, I swear to God. What was happening there? Huh. Where's the latest? She didn't say anything after the attack about Pelosi. She left Twitter. Oh, she did, didn't she? Yeah. Oh, the Taiwan shit. Okay. Apparently a live streamer pooped on Nancy Pelosi's driveway today. Direct action. Okay. Interesting. I'm guessing we're not going to see anything about the Minnesota politicians. Hortman? Let's see. Nothing about Hortman. Minnesota. Did I spell that correctly? Nothing about Hortman. Nothing about Melissa. 2022. What was Shapiro? Josh Shapiro. We don't really care. We don't really care about these people though, because they're not real, right? Can't identify with them. Nothing about Luigi. Okay. She doesn't really talk about this stuff very often, I guess. Not that I've seen.
Conservative boomer uncle on Facebook posts. You can only disagree with this if you are unfamiliar with Charlie Kirk, or you are unfamiliar with the many different branches and different ideologies of the right wing. Now, don't get me wrong, Charlie Kirk had many bad takes over the years. Like, for example, the two most popular quotes I see people posting are the one where he advocated for stoning gays and black women are too stupid to be pilots. But guess what?
What?
Both those things.
They're not. That's not what he said.
Two most popular quotes people.
What about the civil rights one? Is that not a popular one? Dolphin fetus?
Are posting to justify this guy being murdered are out of context. But idiots like Stephen King ran with it, then later had to apologize for spreading misinformation about a dead man. These people will build a straw man of you in their minds. They get so fucking mad about it that they celebrate the real you dying. Horrifying. But more importantly, even if everything was in context, who cares? Oh, he said this, oh, he said this. I don't care. There are many things he said that I disagree with. There are many things he said that I think are bad. Who cares? It is just a fact that nothing he said warranted his life being taken away. This is America. We have freedom of speech here. Unless you criticize a certain country, but for the most part, we have freedom of speech.
Oh my fucking God, dude. Oh God. Watching all these populist fucking retards converging around the fucking Jews. Sorry, I didn't mean Jews. I meant half the world's Jews, sorry. Sorry, I keep doing that. Can't stop myself.
So after detaining not just one wrong guy, but two wrong guys, the FBI finally got the shooter. Only because his own father turned him in. I guess they were just too fucking busy not releasing the Epstein files to catch a political assassin. It was this ass demon, Tyler Robinson, 22 years old, another irony-poisoned Reddit shooter who wrote a bunch of memes on the bullets, including "Hey fascist catch" and
"Notices bulges, capital OWO, what's this question mark?"
Jesus.
I fucking hate it here. A lot of people were saying that the shooter was a Groper, which is a far-right fan of the streamer Nick Fuentes, and I have no fucking idea where that came from. I'm gonna be so honest. I have seen no actual proof of this. And it doesn't make sense because someone further right than Charlie Kirk wouldn't call Charlie Kirk a fascist, and they wouldn't say he was hateful. Their proof is that the shooter once dressed up like the Slav squat meme from 2012, and they also found a separate meme of Pepe the Frog dressed like the Slav squat meme. Therefore, the shooter is a Groper. That is like seeing a photo of the shooter dressed like a clown, and then seeing this image of Pepe the Frog dressed like a clown, and then being like Groper confirmed. What is the connection? The shooter didn't even post the Pepe image. Like, where did the Pepe even come from? Just a bunch of liberal boomers not understanding memes. The other thing I saw was the shooter had Republican parents, and therefore the shooter must be Republican, which is just funny because we all see what these people say about their Republican parents every Thanksgiving. But I guess we'll see. It's September 14th when I am recording this.
I've never seen such a prime example of someone who just will she'll only ever attack like the weakest version of every argument that she sees. The potential of him being a Groper to begin with was because all those memes were like video game memes, and so some people were saying that Bella Ciao is also said by Gropers, but
with MAGA than never break bread with these fake centrists. At least MAGA pretends to own something while centrists pretend to be above it all. Mouth drooler,
Thanks
drooling face emoji.
for the $10. It's like, she's a strawman serial killer. She has slain many strawmen, yes. The other angle was just that mass shooters meme. They meme. Like, no one actually believed that the Christchurch shooter was only watching Candace Owens. Like, when he said that, right? The only person he named was Candace Owens. And he called himself an eco-fascist, even though the rest of his manifesto had nothing to do with ecology, and had nothing to do with the environment or climate change or anything. So, yeah, there were better reasons to think, like, we don't know what the identity of the shooter is than just, like, liberals misunderstanding memes. I don't know.
Oh, maybe more things will come out. Editor Shoe here, more things came out. Definitely not a Groper. At the end of the day, he could have every single one of my or your opinions. It ultimately doesn't matter. One person may have pulled the trigger, but then we saw the reaction of many.
We think that Charlie Kirk just got shot in the neck. Hey, ooh.
I'm not saying she deserved it, but I'm saying God's timing is always right.
Wow.
Yo, they got Charlie Kirk, bro.
God, I can't believe these people are in charge of the Democratic Party. That's crazy. It's fucked up, man. Bad. Bad.
I've never been happier.
Never believe the reason I'm smiling. And it has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. Nothing to do with...
I would say pour one out for Kirky boy, but I don't waste good beer on little bitches.
Rest in peace, bozo!
Charlie Kirk just got put down like a fucking dog in Utah.
I do not, and I will not.
Wait, is this been compiled by like a right winger who just looks for these random fucks? Libs meme central. Who's this account? This is like a Libs of TikTok thing. Is your camera hiding the number of posts, the likes that these posts have? No. Yeah, I have a feeling that this is not a liberal channel, right? This is a right winger who compiles shit by the looks of this. Just guessing. Obviously, we have no idea how many views and likes and reposts each of these videos have, because that's the Shoe0nHead method, you know?
Ever feel bad when bad people get what the fuck they deserve?
I just heard that someone shot Charlie Kirk. Thoughts and prayers.
Oh no, someone shot Charlie Kirk. Look, I don't know who needs to hear this today, but that's how you pick up a woman.
Homie dead. Fuck your homie dead. Fuck your homie dead. He got shot in the head.
We got Charlie in the neck.
I heard someone got shot today. I had a tummy ache this morning. Stay alive out there.
The sympathy for Charlie Kirk is weird. You don't have to like violence, but I'm confused as to how you thought the revolution was going to be magically bloodless.
I've been saying we need to bring back political assassinations. I don't feel bad, and I don't think that everyone deserves the right to free speech. I think some people should be afraid to express their opinion in public.
I didn't like what he said, and I didn't like his opinions, and I don't really give a shit that he's dead.
The best part of this whole goddamn thing is that he is not martyr material, so his death will mean nothing. It will activate no one. It will impact few. It's just great.
There are a lot of people that are like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone. I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen.
What's this? Phoenix man arrested for allegedly threatening to shoot up LGBTQ plus bar over Charlie Kirk shooting. Trevin Michael Goki arrested Wednesday on 2 felony counts of making a terroristic threat using a computer to threaten, according to the police report via AZ Family, and is currently being held in the Maricopa County Jail on a $250,000 bond. Officers said that Goki threatened a shooting at Cruz and 7th, allegedly telling them that Charlie Kirk was a martyr and he was a martyr for Charlie Kirk. Told police during a welfare check at his apartment that radical left violence breeds far-right response. Citing Kirk's murder and 2 shootings at schools in Minnesota and Tennessee, said he wanted to harm others to send message using several slurs for transgender people. Well, okay. Yeah, but there are people on TikTok who are cringe, right? That's true. Don't worry.
To bad people.
Excuse me. Anyway, back to the lefties on TikTok.
Charlie Kirk just got shot.
I saw the video before they even put out the confirmation. There was no chance that he made it through that. This wasn't the one we were hoping for, but a welcome surprise nonetheless.
Where was the shooting that was on the day of Kirk's death? the same day. It was like a few hours later, wasn't it? It was two people were not, is this the one where two people were killed? Two killed. Was it a school shooting or Colorado? Evergreen. Student suspect dies. 2 students hospitalized. Who was this person? Do we know about them? It was a student. They opened fire, wounding 2 classmates, turned the gun on himself. 3 students in critical condition. The suspect died. Okay. 2nd wounded student still in critical condition. School placed in lockdown. Scariest thing. Do we know anything about this shooter? I know Vosh said that he was a neo-Nazi, but it's Vosh, so I need to I need to double check. Evergreen, Colorado shooter. Political identity. Evergreen High School. This is ADL. Online activity reveals fascination with mass shootings and white supremacy. Is this the guy? I got the dates right here. 7 days ago. Oh god, it was 7 days ago. What the fuck? Even Fox are talking about it. He was radicalized by an extremist network. Huh. We can't use ADL because Shoe0nHead will think that's... she'll worry about getting arrested if she challenges it. Shot and injured 2 students, radicalized by an extremist network. Details will be released down the road. Desmond Hawley died after a self-inflicted gunshot wound. They don't say in this one how he was radicalized. What do they say in... Let's use the ADL one, see what they're saying. He posted a picture of a revolver. It's pretty old school. Wounding 2 students. Radicalized by some extremist network. Research by ADL indicates that Hawley spent substantial amount of time in online spaces featuring extremist ideologies and violent content. He had an account on the Gore forum, Watch People Die. Commented on posts. Okay. X and 8kun. Where do we see the white supremacy? May have intended to live stream the attack. Apparently he admired Brendan Tarrant. He's the Christchurch shooter. Okay, so he actually was a white supremacist. Like a full-on fuck. Yes, 8kun is what 8chan became, yes. Admiration for school shooters. Okay. And this was the same day. Evergreen, Colorado shooting on the same day as Kirk assassination. Kirk death. ADL claims shooter was radicalized online. Obsessed with mass shootings and white supremacy. Okay. Shit. Got him. Thank you. Okay.
I'm surprised that y'all didn't get rid of him sooner. And I'm surprised that you guys aren't getting rid of more people. Like, don't stop with him. Don't let him be the end all. Get rid of them all. His wife deserves to go too.
Jesus.
Y'all talk about his wife and kids. They need to go too because they're carrying on that mentality and that lineage. Like, get rid of the whole family. I'm so sorry. Why did you guys stop with him?
There were thousands of videos like that. Some of these people posting with their full names and faces, with hundreds and thousands of likes. Thousands of tweets celebrating it, with 500,000 likes. And it's important to remember that all of those likes are a real person. Millions of people in this country apparently believe the acceptable response to speech they don't like is murder. This wasn't just a bunch of fringe blue hair SJWs or whatever. They were teachers, professors, doctors, HR workers, healthcare workers, nurses, pediatricians, people who work with kids, people's classmates, roommates. They are teachers showing our children the gory, horrifying video of Charlie's murder on repeat. The hippy-dippy "in this house we believe" shitlib mask was ripped off, and underneath was nothing but psychopathic bloodlust. I have seen people on the right celebrate the death.
Half of these people that she's looking at probably aren't even liberals. They'll be like fucking tankies, but okay.
Of people they disagree with. I've seen it. I remember Heather Heyer in 2017. But I also remember the whole internet, left and right, coming together to disavow and mock the few dozen people from Stormfront who were celebrating her death. This is different. It's never been like this before. It's never been this much. It's never been this brazen.
Bro, Trump said that the Charlottesville rally was a both sides thing. I don't care. People say that that's like a fact check thing. No, again, first of all, people don't know the timeline of what happened there. Trump took days to condemn the right-wing side of that protest. And then he said, yeah, there were fine people on both sides. Oh, but not the neo-Nazis, even though one side was a neo-Nazi side. It's so stupid. Fuck.
Normal people have to log into like an alternate Twitter account where they can post their more unorthodox opinions. And these people are out here full face, full name, like hell yeah murder. What? The smug, unearned confidence these people have to be openly sociopathic with their full name and face because they live under the pathetic delusion of being on the right side of history needs to end. They will blame you for your death because words are violence. Words are violence, so them killing you is just self-defense. That's why they're using Kyle Rittenhouse as some kind of gotcha. Oh, if you don't condone political violence, why do you support Kyle Rittenhouse? They fundamentally don't see the difference between killing someone over speech and killing someone over self-defense because these are the same things to them. Also, I'm going to be the one to point it out because of course I am. I saw nobody else do it. Why are most of them women? Most of the people celebrating are women. Like, it's a good, like,
according to what? Like, your fucking doomer curated media feed. Like, what the fuck? She's just the ultimate example of someone who doom scrolls and gets triggered, but I guess she's exceptional in the sense that she, screen caps it. Because that hit.
20 ratio all over the internet. What is going on, ladies? Basically, the whole country is shook because last year they realized how many people would celebrate the murder of a president, and this year they realized how many people would celebrate the murder of them. At the end of the day, this is all the inevitable conclusion of the punch a Nazi thing from like 2017. Do you guys remember that? We always knew it was a slippery slope. That's why we were against it. And they always say this dumb shit like, if you don't want to be called a Nazi, stop being a Nazi. Even a congressman from my state, New York, was like, oh, if you want to stop being called a fascist, you should stop being a fascist.
Yeah, but that's true though. Okay, so we have one congressman and he's being completely fucking correct. Yes. What?
New York was like, oh, if you want
Daniel Goldman. Even here he's saying political violence is unacceptable, full stop, no exception. Even here.
Stop being called a fascist.
Using Charlie's murder to advance your agenda is disgusting, but all too common going all the way to the president. I mean, yeah, where's the lie? Where's the lie, dude? What?
You should stop being a fascist. Yeah, that's great, except you've called everyone and their mother a fascist and
what, him in particular? Or are you just lumping him in with all the weird TikTokers that you just saw? Okay, yeah, she's so fucking mental, man. She's delusional. She's just a complete fucking cloud of doom scrolling rage. Whoa.
Nazi for the past like 15 years. And I see a lot of progressives in my audience like, Shoe, you're not like Charlie Kirk. You're not a fascist. Here are all the things I have been called Nazi, fascist, reactionary for over the last few years.
Yeah, we all have, but there's a difference between random people on Twitter and people in the fucking presidency. Yes, what the fuck are you talking about? All you've shown is one Democrat so far, one actual politician, and he said political violence is unacceptable. But also, some Republicans are fascists, which is true. Those statements are both true. We are still yet to see Trump condemning his own side for anything.
The divide in American politics today is between these far-left fascists, led by Harris and her group. We have a fascist person running who's incompetent. She's a Marxist, communist, fascist, socialist. She's not actually a socialist. She's gone past that. Somebody's got to explain this woman. There's a radical left Marxist, communist, fascist.
That's like triple bad. Remember, Americans generally think communism and fascism are like equally bad, right? These are both. And Marxist and radical. How many badges is he shoving on the entire Democratic Party? That was Harris. That's more than I saw Harris or Biden ever say about MAGA in 4 years. About Trump. Fuck me.
I have been making this list since 2023. Let's go. Let's just read this together real quick.
You're
Mocking
so special. Yeah.
Criticizing pop feminism. Believing adults can do whatever they want. Being pro-free speech. Being liberal. Talking to people I disagree with. Being friends with people I disagree with. Following people on Twitter I disagree with. Supporting Bernie Sanders. That one came from the right. Being registered independent. criticizing Joe Biden, criticizing the Democratic Party, not being attracted to feminine men, not hating men in general, criticizing Canada's MAID program, not taking the COVID vaccine, criticizing the FBI, criticizing the CIA, believing the CIA killed JFK, using an American flag backdrop for my videos, saying elites, saying working class, saying based, making a joke about Joe Biden eating ice cream, making a joke about Pete Buttigieg being born in a test tube, making jokes in general, being cis, being white, being a woman, being a cis white woman, telling someone to take a shower, not being anti-gun, not being fat, being monogamous, liking Huey Long, celebrating the 4th of July, supporting Assange, criticizing the movie Cuties, praising the movie Sound of Freedom, being against pedophilia, being against the destigmatization of pedophilia, being against children watching—
You're so fucking special, man. What the fuck? Yeah, it's the internet and you're a creator with a platform. Yeah, what the— you think there's anything exceptional about this? What? Dude, half of these are just— I think some of these that what she's saying here is that she's done a tweet maybe about Huey Long, and some hater who responds to every fucking tweet has been like, fuck you, Nazi. And she's like, oh, I got called a Nazi for liking Huey. It'll be that kind of shit, right? I know, because I've been there, okay? Because I, in fact, have been called a Nazi for criticizing Israel, for saying nice things about Israel, for saying bad things about Palestinian leadership, for saying nice things about Palestinians, for saying things about free healthcare. I've been called a Nazi for saying saying facts about Charlie Kirk, for reporting the news on January 6th, for talking about the killings of the Democratic politicians. I've been called a Nazi for my views on the healthcare. I've been called a Nazi for being 6'2". I've been called a Nazi for having a nice low voice. I've been called a Nazi for being cute. I've been called a Nazi for having nice cheekbones. I've been called a Nazi for having good skin tone. I've been called a Nazi for having pretty brown eyes. I've been called a Nazi for being a nice young Arab. I've been called a Nazi for being a nice young white male. I've been called a Nazi for being an excellent lover. I've been called a Nazi for being— God, fucking hell. Yeah, welcome. We've all been there, cunt.
Being critical of kink at Pride, being against children performing at drag shows, not being racist, I swear to God, being a class reductionist, saying biological sex, mocking people for debating the ethics of necrophilia, my username, owning a pet rabbit, questioning the Bush administration's involvement in 9/11, growing up in a Catholic family, eating meat, wanting to get married, wanting to have children, being married, having children, being at January 6th to interview people, saying it's okay if someone doesn't want to date a porn star, not wanting to do OnlyFans, criticizing Kanye West, criticizing late-stage capitalism, criticizing the billionaire class, criticizing Israel, criticizing eating the bugs, criticizing a fashion company for being creepy, you'll remember that one, supporting nuclear energy, parentheses, it's toxic masculinity, supporting TikTok tradwives, supporting one-income households, supporting UBI, supporting farmers, supporting truckers, not celebrating October 7th, supporting Palestine, not liking brutalism, saying colorblind
for celebrating the death of a Nazi. And actually, it's pretty weird that you're not, and simultaneously asking people to have empathy for the Nazi.
Nazis have children and families, right? But Nazis also get shot in the neck.
They don't kill you because you're a Nazi. They call you a Nazi so they can kill you.
Oh, God. Okay. I've seen a few Democratic politicians call Republican leaders fascist. I don't know how often I've seen them say Nazi. Did Biden or Kamala ever say Nazi about Trump? J.D. Vance called Trump a Nazi once. At least a few times. And he's not the only Republican to say that. It's just these fucking Twitter tards. That's all it is.
Now, I'm going to talk about my personal feelings of the situation.
Oh, now you're going to start with your personal feelings. Okay, it's good. I was getting bored of what is it? Wait, hang on. Let me make sure I remember these the right way. Retard. Yeah, I was getting really bored of the fucking the facts-based news coverage. I was getting bored of the logos. I'm finally here for some pathos. Come on, bring it to me. Oh, now you're going to talk about your feelings. Okay, yeah, I was getting bored of the hard, raw data. Jesus! Fucking hell, that was not good. I shouldn't have watched that. That was bad. That was bad for me.